First carry for Derrius Guice. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. On first down, this is Guice. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Haskins. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Back to the ground game now with Guice. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Leonard Floyd coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
Set, 20, 180, check 56. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. 8.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Mike's 50. Go. Be a long day for you.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton launching. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, LA. Darrell Henderson, 93 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Haskins to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd, his 2nd sack of the night.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
20, 8. He's crossing.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
To throw again on 2nd down. Newton, he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down. On that catch, he's already eclipsed 100 yards here in the first quarter. Charles, he's on pace for over 400.
And playing with great confidence, isn't he? I think he probably had it coming into the game, and now that he's really come out of the gate this strongly, how'd you like to be in the huddle with him right now? You know he's demanding the football. And guess what? I throw it to him. He's having a fantastic game, and they haven't defended him yet.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
To the set. 8. 180. 56. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Newton. This is caught. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
Here we go.
19 yards. That's another.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Newton takes it himself, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Cam Newton, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Haskins to Thompson on the screen. 20. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 48 yards. They've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. On the ground, Geis. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the run. Watch the run. 20. Here we go. Mike 50.
A shotgun snap for Newton. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now a first down throw for Newton. And Woods has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Newton now to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Montez Sweat, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Check 20. Great.
To throw is Newton. Launching one, and he fires one that's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Micah Kiser was in on the tackle. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd down, Haskins. Flushed out right. Open man is Kroon, the tight end. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the play.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to compete.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point good by Hopkins. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going.
And got his man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Darrell Henderson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Rams have taken the lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Corey Coleman, the 40. 30, the 20. Touchdown, Redskins. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
At their own 25-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 2nd down, it's Henderson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From the gun, here's Newton. He'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
20.
On 1st down, it's Newton. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
56. Here we go. Express. 56. Mike, 56. Here we go. 8.
Now Newton on 1st down. Launching one into double coverage, and it's intercepted. picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. 3rd down. Here's Haskins. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis? And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. From the gun to give to Henderson. He takes this for 3 to the 29. And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd.
It's a game of 3.
Out of the gun, Newton. He gets it to Cooks. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll run with Geis. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check 41. 3 butt.
On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 38-yard line.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his second touchdown of the night. And the Redskins are going to retake the lead. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
56 is the mic.
From the 29, Newton. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Gun. Let's go. Let's go. 56. 56.
First and 10.
Let's go.
Let's
Get him.
On first down, Newton. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they give to Henderson. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
20. 50 the mic.
Here we go on 4th. Newton. Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Newton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
50. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
From the red zone now, Newton. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton, and he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
56 the mark, boys. 56. Check 56. 20.
First and goal.
Check. Lucky.
touchdown Rams. Cam Newton keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Rams are once again going to retake the lead. So the call is made by Sean McVay. They're going to go for 2.
28. Great.
And he'll get into the end zone to push the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last. He's got a man, complete. That one good for 37 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. This is Geis, and that play went nowhere. Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And that's complete. It's Sims. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Launching one for Henderson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Darrell Henderson, 78 yards. And the Rams tack on to their advantage.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Second and 10. Here's Haskins again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. They'll run on first down. Taylor. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Taylor. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 17-yard line.
And different running back, same result as they stop him behind the line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time. Got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now it's Haskins. Buying time to his left. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Check. Let's go.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The give to Taylor. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. This is Henderson, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Watch the whip. Check.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw forward.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 27, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he couldn't get rid of the football, trying to buy a little time, but he'll just tuck it and go down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a 2nd guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Los Angeles, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Finished players test. Finished players test. Finished game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Entering XP feedback screen. Entering player upgrades screen. You have 7 options. Terry McLaurin is selected. Deep threat. Over ratings. Overview. Elusive pack. Overview. Ratings. Upgrade.
are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter rock. Turn it up, the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? That's a close encounter of one kind. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever.
Ratings. Upgrade.
And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardiac impact, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints and fries. 30 years so you can say the guy. 3 turns, live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground.
Entering franchise hub screen. Things to do. New message. X Factor Delaware is selected. Entering franchise hub screen. Things to do. Entering franchise hub screen. Things to team adjust lineup. Team adjust line. Member team adjust lineup. Lineup offense QBU. Ace 2A14 overall. A Smith, defense. Defense you have, CB2 you have 2, SS you have 3 options, L Collins 86 overall, ratings. Overview. A Brooks JR 74 overall.
Are you ready?
Ratings.
Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
F 77, Elk, F 77 overall. UW, Gray, F 7, A Green 6, FW, A Colvin 76 overall. Entering franchise hub screen adjust.